Greetings. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Top Black TV. If you're new to the channel or the channel's new to you, please do like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to smash that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever Top Black TV drops another video. So in this video, we'll go through a series of videos with Top Black though, from the issue of Rasta and Rasta being MIA in the midst of revelation. And by revelation I mean prophecy. We talk about the mark of the beast all the time. The mark of the beast is up on us right now. And it's be a bald me talk about it. Me a bald talk about it. Me a white man talk about it. But me here, no Rasta man talk about it. So, this is what started the series of videos with Top Black though, on the subject. In the midst of the series now, another vlogger catch up on it, run with it, and this Rasta wicked. So Top Black have to respond to that vlogger and tell him to go easy. Because the conversation wasn't about dissing Rasta. The conversation was about the missing Rasta in the argument we are going today. So, we'll go through a series of videos with Top Black though. The first one is where Top Black point out the things we are going in a society where Rasta used to talk about, but not talk about right now when it's going. First video, watch this. If Bob Marley was there today, what would Bob Marley be saying about the current situation? He might not be here in the flesh, but his words still live on. Alright? And if we listen carefully to his words, some of them absolutely apply to what's going on today. On the point of view of Bob Marley's quote from some of his songs, about 3 of his songs. First one is Natural Mystic. Quote, there's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully, you will hear. This could be the first trumpet. Might as well be the last. Many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die. Then we say, don't ask me why. Things are not the way they used to be. One and all got to face reality. Next song, Real Situation. Checking the real situation. Nations war against nation. Where did it all begin? And when will it end? Well, it seems like total destruction the only solution. Which brings me to my next question. But keep it on there. Fireman. But Sizzler there. But Luciano there. When things did normal, me hear the most fire burn this, fire burn that, chant down this, chant down that, job people this, job people that. I can't hear nothing now. And now is the time we black people need spiritual guidance. We have no spiritual leader right now. So, I call upon the fireman and all Rasta man to bring forward the truth and the message what Bob was spreading. If Bob was here right now, he wouldn't so quiet. Check it out.
Listen to the song and read the lyrics for the 1995 hip-hop hit Cell Therapy by the rap group out of Atlanta, Goodie Mob. And the reason I told people to look into this song is because I said, I think you can make an argument that this is the most relevant song ever made of any genre for what's going on at this moment in history. And when you read the lyrics, you almost feel like it was made for this exact moment. So Jonathan was watching the music video and he caught something that I overlooked. Right at the 56-second mark, remember coronavirus is 56, you got these men looking through the window and they're wearing masks. Just like how we see a lot of people these days wearing masks because they're spooked out. And the thing to think about with Goodie Mob is they're from Atlanta, like the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, who are center in this ongoing agenda that we're living out right now, which is what the song is about, a coming agenda. Lyrics about, listen to me now, believe me later on. And remember, Event 201, which took place October 18th, 2019, so at the 56-second mark, you get this. And of course, 56 has been showing up. Toilet papers, 56. Mind control, 56. Every day we hear about the 56th governor of New York, Cuomo. Yesterday, his brother, Chris Cuomo, which equals 56, got the coronavirus. The California governor said in 8 weeks, 56% of people have coronavirus. If you do the math, 8 weeks is 56 days. So essentially what he said is in 56 days, 56% of people have coronavirus. Anyway,
I want to talk about what I am seeing being debated online, and a lot of commentators and conservative and liberal influencers are saying that, okay, now we're pivoting away from being shut down forever and we need to expand testing in order to reopen society. So this is one of those things where they are so clearly full of shit, pardon my language, but sometimes when people are panicked and people aren't thinking straight, it's hard for people to realize that everything that they're being told is wrong and dishonest and a lie. And so first, I just want to talk about why this happens, why we're seeing so many people that just keep jumping on more ridiculous things and not asking for explanations. I spoke last week about them upping in DC more extreme measures when there's been no empirical data here in Washington, DC, and yet they're just jumping to more extreme measures. Oh, 6 feet apart, it can spread. No, it's not 6 feet apart. Oh, now you have to wear a mask. Now you have to hop on 1 foot. And you see them getting a lot of support without explaining why they're taking more measures. The reason why some people are supporting them is because when people feel either fearful or helpless, they'll look to anything that makes them feel like they have some sort of control, even if that mechanism of control doesn't actually make any sense. And we've seen a lot of that with coronavirus. And Tucker Carlson asked some really good questions. Why are we ramping up the measures if the numbers are going down a lot of places? If the measures weren't put in place in the first place, why are you putting them in place now? None of this is making any sense. And this whole we've got to expand testing is one that just makes absolutely no sense if you are correlating it to reopening society. We should be asking people simply, what if I don't want to get tested? So the first question that we should be asking is, what are the consequences if we don't want to get tested, right? If you're saying the stipulation is we need to expand testing to reopen, then you're almost implying that every single person is going to take the test, right? So is this test compulsory? Does this mean that every single citizen now has to get the test? Let's assume that they say, yes, we're now making it a law. Every single person has to get the test. Does that mean they'll be giving out passports, giving out COVID ID cards once we take the test, say that we completed the test? Does that seem logical to you? How long do you think that will take for every single person in America, 330 million people, the majority of them healthy, to go get tested for something? Is that the sort of society that we want to be in, where people are getting ID cards to say, I got tested for COVID-19? And then there's this. What if you test positive? What if you are a person that is a carrier of COVID-19 and you are asymptomatic, like the majority of people that have COVID-19? What if you've already had it and you just have the antibodies in your system?
I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to comment on that.
Be nice. Be nice.
So what if I test positive for coronavirus and I'm asymptomatic? Does that mean I have to go home? Do I have to extend my house arrest? Does any of this make sense? Do you guys realize that what they are saying makes absolutely no sense? Of course, they are not going to be able to make testing compulsory. Of course, I don't think any person, I would be willing to bet, at least, you never know, the Democrats always surprise me, would stand on a platform and say, we are making it compulsory that every single person gets this test, or that we're going to start handing out passport IDs to say that you get this test. I've seen people saying that they can instead put it upon businesses. They can say businesses now mandatorily can say, we're not hiring you unless you submit to this test, which seems completely crazy. Talk about every HIPAA violation. Coronavirus is not the first virus. Coronavirus is not the only contagious virus. Is there any way that a company should have to make you submit blood and test swabs up your nose to determine what viruses you carry? I mean, you could be a carrier of a whole different virus. Does your company have a right to see whether or not you have the virus if it's contagious? No. Of course not. There are people that are HIV positive that are working and they keep their medical information private. Is there any reason that that person would have to share that information? Do you realize how slippery the slope is? How slippery the slope is when you start giving businesses the idea that they have a right to look for certain things that people in their businesses are carrying in terms of their medical history. It's crazy. It's never going to hold up. So what they are proposing will either lead to protests, more protesting than they've ever seen before, because you want to talk about my body, my choice, telling people that they have to go get tested for something or else, which there has to be some sort of an or else if they're going to make it compulsory, is not going to hold up in America. Okay, if you're not going to mandate it, and I don't think you are,
Be nice.
You're wasting our time.
Bill Gates has openly talked about vaccinating the entire planet before life can, quote, return back to normal. Things, it's not even just him saying this. His friend, Dr. Fauci, said the exact thing along with the Australian Prime Minister, Johnson & Johnson, who also participate at Gates Event 201 in New York City. Denmark has mandated vaccines through an emergency order. And also Italy. Also posted on MIT News, engineers have developed a way to store medical information underneath the skin using quantum dot dye. And check this out, it's invisible to the naked eye, but it can be read by a smartphone. This won't just be used for medical records. This would be used to incorporate all aspects of your life.
There may be all kinds of new ways to safeguard and identify all those things that make each of us unique, our faces, even our fingerprints, even our eyes.
This ties right back to the ID 2020 program and blockchain technology. All of your financial information from your credit, your social, your health, your location, to buy, to sell, to work, everything.
Today,
Look up BioChip, my people.
There's an interesting conversation happening right now on our Care 11 Facebook page about microchipping. I'm not talking about microchipping your cat or your dog. I'm talking about microchipping you.
If you're not going to mandate it, and I don't think you are, you're wasting our time.
To be able to do is to track people who are positive.
We've been very specific about the need for a contact tracing workforce.
Where were they? Who were they in contact with? How can you hem up any recurrence of this?
What policies should we have? Because until we get almost everybody vaccinated globally, we still won't be fully back to normal.
That they're going to try to build a statewide tracking program, and they've asked Partners in Health to run it for them, and They're one of my partners. But where are we going to get all these contact tracers?
What we have now is called Cal Volunteers. In the spirit of Sarge Shriver, we are asking people, thousands of folks, to be part of this new corps, to get trained and to help us.
We've proposed enabling certain authorities in federal government. That the Corporation for National and Public Service, for example, has 75,000 service members, many of whom have been idled. The Peace Corps has 7,000 who have been returned home, because ultimately the data on who's positive from an expanded testing effort, a public health system where people who are trained, who know how to keep themselves safe, can interact with those who then either need to be isolated, self-isolated.
Law enforcement is going to be pulled in. And one of the articles I wrote, I said the law enforcement community will enforce the New World Order.
The entire global population.
But also to those contacts of those who present some risk, both for further testing and, precision quarantine or precision isolation.
Precision quarantine or precision isolation.
What difference at this point does it make?
The Corporation for Public Service actually receives 5 or 6 times the number of applicants for every one that it hires, so it has a standing database of people who are interested in serving their country. In the Ebola fight in West Africa, we actually used the military with a group called Médecins Sans Frontières, a public health NGO. We could, the Yale School, a number of schools out there have training modules. We could have a standardized and large-scale training, but we need to stand up that workforce, and we propose the federal government should pay for it.
It was wrong.
That every decision maker everywhere can kind of tap in and see, are there enough tests happening in a particular place? Where's the capacity constraints? How do you how do you direct tests to places that have more capacity to get quicker results?
Right. So is this test compulsory? Does this mean that every single citizen now has to get the test? Let's assume that they say yes. We're now making it a law. Every single person has to get the test. Does that mean they'll be giving out passports? Giving out COVID ID cards once we take the test, say that we completed the test?
What we'll have to have is certificates of who's a recovered person, who's a vaccinated person.
So we've all talked about not getting the vaccination, that's clear, but you may not have a choice.
So these are all really specific actions, some of which we're starting to already see take place in the bill that was passed just recently.
There are also plans that will ensure that you do not freely travel, nor will you be able to really go anywhere
till we get to that full vaccination.
Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. The entire global population. The entire global population.
At the point that the government mandates that certain levels of the population take the inoculation.
And the $100 billion price tag, which, at the time felt perhaps like a lot.
Number who are infected.
If we had the federal backing, if the federal government said, hey, we're going to reimburse you for tests at a level of $100, by the way, we're getting test results from labs at $50. So if we got a $100 reimbursement, it would be even better.
Things like reducing childhood death.
It would be even better.
We've already made a $25 to $30 billion initial investment.
Reducing childhood death.
The $100 billion is for the whole year. About $80 billion of it is in the $100 per test reimbursement structure we've proposed, and the rest is for the workforce effectively.
Should we have a contract tracer corps, even if we call it something more elegant?
The workforce. So we feel like the country is going to and needs to spend this resources. Now it's about doing it well and doing it in a coordinated way.
But this is an interesting point that's often not brought up. We have tracing capacity that predates COVID-19. It goes back to SARS, measles, TB, et cetera. Tracking and tracing capacity that exists in the county levels primarily, and increasing capacity at the state level. So what we're doing is we're building off that existing infrastructure and using the tools of technology to isolate individuals, that have either been exposed or quarantined people that are tested positive. And that's just going to require an army of folks.
Is that what they're calling it now? Because it seems to me that this is the nightmare panopticon total surveillance grid that crazy conspiracy theorists have been warning about the creation of for decades now. But no, you silly conspiracy theorists, you were completely wrong. That never existed, and you were crazy and paranoid for even caring about it. But, oh, here it is, and it's now called contact tracing. You see how this works. This leads to a remarkably profound and remarkably simple observation.
And the capacity of consideration from individuals to allow for their privacy to be impacted by that kind of acuity of attention.
Oh, yes. Contact tracing.
But I believe it's still a majority that will be standing in line saying, get your shot or get on the bus.
When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID. And he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface, in his hand.
Like touch it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's like a grain of rice.
Yeah, a grain of rice.
Embedded in his hand is a microchip that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
Yeah, it's all in chip, so I use it like to get around the building.
Buy snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's buy some snacks. Exactly. That's what I had.
No.
Okay.
So what I need to do is I need to first blip my chip, and it will log me in, and from there I get access.
So Bill Gates says digital currency could empower the poor. United Nations have already adopted cryptocurrency. Also, blockchain technology to meet its ultimate goals. They are already using it to track certain foods like pigs, for example. And they're also using it to track refugees. Why wouldn't they use it to try to track you and me and the rest of humanity?
Okay, if you're not going to mandate it, and I don't think you are, you're wasting our time.
6666. Yes, you can't make this stuff up. It is a new bill that's been introduced in Congress. It essentially gives $100 billion to creating a massive new surveillance structure in this country.
And we'll isolate every one of them, and we will find every one of their contacts, and we will make sure that they stay quarantined.
Now, some people are saying this means forced vaccinations. Others are saying it means being quarantined in your home against your will. So what exactly is in this bill, and what will it lead to on this H.R. 6666? You can't even say that without shaking your head. Were all the other numbers taken, really, in Congress? There's no other number you could have used? So H.R. 6666 is essentially a new bill that's been introduced in Congress. And what it would do is create a contact tracing program. They're calling it the Trace Act. Now, the wording in this act is actually very short, and it's kind of to the point, but it leaves a lot of room not only for interpretation, but for expansion. And even what it does include in what's written in the text is pretty scary stuff. So let's just take a look at what it says. To authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19 and related activities, such as contact tracing through mobile health units and as necessary at individuals' residences and for other purposes. Now, when you read this bill, it essentially sounds like $100 billion is going to be awarded to HHS, to be passed down through the CDC, and then to be awarded to community groups to essentially carry out what's called contact tracing. The Secretary of Health and Human Services, acting through the Director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, may award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19, to trace and monitor the contacts of infected individuals, and to support the quarantine of those contacts through mobile health units, and as necessary testing individuals and providing individuals with services related to testing and quarantine at their residences. So here's how contact tracing would work. If you go out, let's say, to the grocery store, or you happen to go to work at a hair salon, and someone in that building has COVID-19, you have now come in contact with them in some way because you've been near them. And so you might now carry the virus. That's the thinking here. So how would you do this? Well, as we've been telling you, Apple and Google are working together on a contact tracing app. essentially that app would work between both devices. And right now, again, I emphasize the right now, Apple and Google are saying that this is a completely opt-in system, meaning that when you have that phone in your hand, you would download the app, you would then take the app, you would turn it on, you would turn on your Bluetooth, and then using Bluetooth, it would pick up anyone else who has this app on their phone. And if you now come in contact with someone who later determines to have COVID-19, the app will tell you, hey, you came in contact with this person. Well, in theory, that app is also telling government agencies or nonprofit agencies or medical agencies that you also had contact with this person at some point in the past 2 weeks. So under this theory, your mobile phone, your cellular phone, is being used to essentially track your movements as well as the people around you, and then determine whether or not you are now a danger to the public because you came in contact with this person. Now, one of the problems with this whole theory, I just want to break this down for a second. One of the problems with this whole theory is that contact tracing at this stage in a pandemic or a virus being loose in society, I don't like using the term pandemic because I think it's so politically charged, but when there's a virus in society, the only time you would actually medically use contact tracing would be in the very, very early stages. We're talking about, for instance, in South Korea, when the virus first went into South Korea. It was carried by a woman who was in China. She went into South Korea. She went to this massive church that they have in South Korea of like 200,000 members, and she came in contact with members at that church. So contact tracing might be used to say, okay, she went into this church, she connected with all these people in this particular location who all went back to their communities. Contact tracing could be used to say, let's determine whether or not that woman came in contact with how many people and where they went in order to figure out where the virus is now going. That's what you would do in the early stages if you believed in this science. However, at the stage that we're at in the United States, contact tracing is completely useless because we have, number one, a massive amount of the population that's already been exposed to the disease. Because we don't do testing and instead we're trying to do tracing, we don't even know how many people have the disease. That's first. Second of all, it also doesn't make sense because we know that people in pretty much every state have had some form of exposure to the virus. And what we have found through the few tests that have been done on this, the few bits of data that we've collected from the study that was done at USC or the doctors in Bakersfield, California, what we know is that a larger portion of the population has antibodies already in their system than we had thought. So once people in the population have antibodies in their system, contact tracing is pointless. Because if I go into a Walmart and I already have antibodies in my system and I'm around somebody who has COVID-19, it's very unlikely that I'm going to contract COVID-19 from them. Under contact tracing, you would need to follow me around, monitor my movements, where I am, who I'm in contact with, what I'm doing. You would monitor all those things, but not if I have antibodies in my system. So once you've hit a certain stage, this whole concept of contact tracing is completely worthless. And yet, it's now at this stage when it's technically worthless that we see Congress wanting to put $100 billion into a program for contact tracing, which means they're not following science again. They're not doing this based on medical history and what's done in the medical community again. And instead, they're focused on doing this in the same way that they're doing everything else. They're creating a gigantic surveillance system in this country that will allow you to be monitored in your own home, traced in your own home, your associations monitored, your movements monitored, and all of it, 100% of it, is unconstitutional. It violates the Bill of Rights. It violates the most basic, fundamental, legal rights for the people in this nation. Now, what's really interesting about this new bill, H.R. 6666, is this part of it. Listen to this. So the money goes to applicants who agree to bring in individuals to carry out activities funded under this section to hire residents of the area or the community where the activities will primarily occur. What they're essentially saying is that they're going to create an army of snitches, an army of monitors who will monitor everything that's going on in the community and trace people and track people to their homes using people in those communities. which is a fairly interesting idea. It's not as if you have people coming in from the outside who are these scary government people. It's people you're around every single day in your own communities. Listen to this.
We are beginning a program today which will certainly grow into something larger and larger, and that is a community contact tracing program. We've done contact tracing all along. That a contact is a person who's been exposed to someone that we document to have the COVID infection. When we find someone who has a COVID infection, those people are immediately isolated. But we also work with them to figure out who their contacts were. But the purpose of this program is to bring on people. We may bring on up to 50 or even more as the program grows and as we see the needs for it. As we do more testing, we will find more and more people who have COVID-19. And again, we'll isolate every one of them, and we will find every one of their contacts, and we will make sure that they stay quarantined, and we'll check in with them every day. We're going to do a more complete job, and we're going to do a more meticulous job of making it less and less possible for others in the county to run into someone with COVID-19 infection.
If you're not going to mandate it, and I don't think you are.
Be nice. There are going to be thousands of people hired who will be these contact investigators throughout the state. And this is occurring in many, many other states as well, perhaps all of the states in our country. We will be giving intensive training to these people, identifying and finding contacts. Some of the people we find are going to have trouble being isolated. For instance, if they live in a home where there's only one bathroom and there are 3 or 4 other people living there and those people don't have COVID infection, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that home. Every person who we're isolating, for instance, needs to have their own bathroom. And so we'll be moving people like this into other kinds of housing that we have available.
The director of health walked back those comments a couple of days later, but it didn't really matter because he meant what he said at the time. It was very clear what he was saying.
Okay? If you're not going to mandate it, and I don't think you are, you're wasting our time.
Man, this is dabbling politics. I don't know what that is. This is stand up and talk for my rights. I know what that is. See? And I don't care who the guy is. Because my right is my right, like my life. You know? All I have is my life.
So see, in that video, I asked, what would Bob Marley say? That's what lead me to ask the question, but wait, we'll keep it on there. We'll Sizzler there. We'll Luciano there. All them man there right now to talk about the issues, not just sing. A Rasta respond still. Meaning up on the phone, I'ma give me theme side of things, the Rasta side of things, and why Rasta is silent. Can I agree? But I say Babylon can't draw out Rasta. Rasta will come out when Rasta feel like it. Because Rasta now put them in on the chopping block. Finna ball head. Rasta do that already. And Rasta not do that again. Okay. Ball in the wire, ball in the field.
mighty boy, and nobody knows. We know say one and two listen, you know. You get one, it's good. If you don't get none, well, you know what I mean? Well, another day, you can make somebody else see the light. Who in the darkness. You understand me? But keep putting your head on chop him black. When we keep putting your head and chop him black, who is gonna be there? Who is gonna stand up? When oil gets chopped off, who is gonna be there? Nobody. Everybody else will be just gonna laugh after we answer the goddamn how we are idiot. You get me? So we're not doing it no more. We come out and speak when it's the right time. We choose the right time. We choose our time to speak. We don't make Babylon draw us out. Because see what happened? Nothing say Babylon are weak boy. Babylon hey, you think the devil weak? The devil not weak. So Babylon not weak. You understand me? God Almighty the song then. But watch this now. You have to align yourself with the Most High 110% to get that reward. And you understand me? You have to align yourself with the Most High to get certain reward. If you don't align yourself with the Most High and simple side track to get fucked with Babylon. So watch this. Right, you know, nothing to put them head palm of blood clot, pavement, to no ball head no more. So easy. We have choose time to protect you now. We protect you now. We give you the right when time is the right time. If you don't accept it and acknowledge it and grasp it, it's great. But if you don't, well, I feel the blood clot judgment. Listen to me. I feel them judgment. You understand me? Because let's tell us each man have a mind of his own. Each man can think of his own. I don't need to think for the next man. You understand me? A man needs to know, say, motivate himself. You understand me? If you can't motivate, but look God, or see God. You understand me? God, Babylon, yo, them blood clot generation, I love them. Because, yo, the fact of the matter is, them not have no way. Them never get nowhere. And we try to show them the way, and them say, we got dead. So the last class we have to do. We have to force ourselves to force them and say, no, we got no dead. We still tell them say we got no dead. But we don't force it on them. We allow them and make them come around. When they come around for them own self, when they find their mistake, when they learn their mistake, when they see themselves, some of them may take them longer time than some. But eventually they'll see themselves and they'll know the truth and know where to tread and which door to open and you know what I say, which water to swim in a bumbo class, which pool to jump in up. You understand me? Because right now they are jumping in Babylon water and drink the devil wine. You understand me? And that's what they're facing right now. That's why Babylon have so much power. You understand me? Because we are telling them unification is key, you know. They say unity is strength, you know. That strength is the power, you know. You know what I'm saying? But them now make that. Them now make that for the lone gunman thing. So lone bad man thing. You understand me? Yeah. So at them thing with the man on the path, especially we black race, we don't care about unity. We don't care about building an empire. We don't care about you and I go build a restaurant together. We don't care about you and I go open a bank together. We go on, how much money you have? Oh, we have 10 grand. Much you have 20 grand. Well, we could combine and go open a store and dog and sell some and sell some of that. Oh, we could go in like this. No. Every man not trust them one another. You understand me? And because they not trust them one another, them not believe them one another. You understand me? So far you don't believe one another, you don't listen to you one another. You understand me? So when time the prophet, them, the warriors, them come and the soldiers, them come and speak all the truth and say, what can I know? You want Babylon are coming some bomb cloud new plan, you know. Babylon are coming some big changes, you know. What are they going to do? This is the way to go. Guys, for the blood clot, not using 95% on the blood clot, we're not only using 5, we're going to get fucked. You understand me? But yet still, that words was out from the earlier prophets them. And then the generation come and speak it again. Yet still they want to listen to the older prophets because our parents them know to wild out from Rastaman, black heart man, because the white man them come and tell them to Rastaman, the black heart man, they trick them to them believe, now they brainwash. I know the younger Rastam, when I'm sitting in my time, it's a keep it on them come forward. You know, sitting in my younger version, come out a lot more elder Rasta out. So anyway, not to mention burning spear and for them elders because we don't burning spear. You see, but burning spear fire different. We love culture. You see, all of fire, culture fire different. Luciano mental, Luciano coming fire. Red hot fire. Luciano fire. Understand it. Still burning. Mark and Heritage fire. Still burning. Cable and Scissor. That come out. Burn. They will come out as Dragon Ball. Well, Cable and one of the Scissor was one that come out. Roots got the first song when me know in time of the blood. Clapbone spots them as white God. You understand me? You don't need no white God to show me who I am. Why could white God save me from black man, bomb clot oppression? You understand me? So Scissor came out like that. You understand me? So people go forward and listen to some of Scissor King them. You understand me? White man not saving me from the oppression right now. They want to kill the blood clot up. You understand me? So a long time we have to unity is strength. You know, strength is the power. So we are it all now. Look around us. We don't unite. We move the blood clot. clot kill off one of that for like a chop and so yeah. One see a man wear a little chain man, but take it off for him next. See a man wallet and the pocket look thick like him no money wallet. You go took him and take him wallet. See a man in a nice house. You feel like you gotta rob him. But you're not gonna rob the white man, who rob and rape her sister and brother them from day one. You're not gonna bumbuck like rob the Indian man and the Chinese people them gonna chat to black people who look on who sell all kind of bumbuck like garbage. Then to kill me off. You're not gonna kill the people you're not gonna blood clot rob the people who are selling pies of food. You're not gonna rob them. You're not gonna rob the people who's been robbing and raping us for a long time. No! You're gonna rob your own blood clot brother who were worth 9. You're going 9 to bumbuck clot 5. You understand me? 9 to 5. Come from her. Him get the paycheck. Him have 5 pitting him out or 2 pitting him out. And him have him bumbuck clot rent up here. You're gonna rob him and kill him. And let him blood clot pit to them for now. So me I tell us, yo, them youths have no meds. They don't no meds. And we are telling them from long bumbo rascal. So bumbo, I want to talk about them things. I didn't want to talk, you know. I didn't want to talk. Because you know, help me to talk. Because you know, they get bumbo clot emotional. You understand me? That's why I'm a fish also to put on them bumbo clot get emotional too. Sometimes when them sit back and start think about it because them get frustrated.
Yeah.
Frustrated. Because they've been saying this bumbo clot thing from long time and nobody now listen. You understand me? They put it on the music and nobody now listen. You understand me? Yet you want them to come bumbo clot come on stage and come look like them. Yo, this is not about likes. No, none of them bumbo clot. You understand me? It's about understand what you see, understand the world you're living in, understand what you have to do to make the world be better and your brothers and sisters them better person and feel can live good amongst your brothers and in your community. What can you do for better? What can you do to eradicate all this blood clotting about Babylon come true at us? You understand, so get so scared. All these scared that of Babylon come true upon us. All these things are real. You understand me? Whether they made these diseases or they made these virus, they are real. And because they are real, we have to act like they are real. So by protecting ourselves, we have to do some of the things and not what they said, which is benefiting us. The ones which is not benefiting you, well, okay, you must know. Understand if it's benefiting you. You understand me? But if it's not benefiting you, just cut that and just find the things that benefiting you. You understand me? But Rasta don't put them bumbo clot, they pan no chopping block for no bumbo clot ballad no more. You understand me? Because at the same time we put our head pan chopping block and Babylon come cut off our blood clot leg on the face. I'm stand up with a fucking video camera and take bumbo clot picture and put it up on internet tomorrow. Just to get blood clot likes and shit. To get bumbo on YouTube. So we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Yeah, you're right.
Blood clot, look. You understand me? Camera over your blood clot and clean on the street. They won't say, oh, call us officer, that's wrong, why you doing it? No. Camera. You take the picture and put it up on bumbo clot YouTube tomorrow on Instagram and Facebook to get likes. So hold on. So what? Rasta for go do that for you? I don't think Rasta go do for them. Go dead for them. A bumbo clot. Hey, soldier, I want to them, man. Not doing it. Not doing it, soldier. We're not doing it. We're doing it all day, every day. But we're not going to come out in the public knowing that we're not going to sit fire and go step in it and get our fucking shoes and foot burn off. You understand me? We're not doing it. Leave that to Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego. You understand me? Because Moses was right there in the fire with them. You understand me? Leave that to them. You understand me? I'm not sure that the Moses go and be in that blood clot on the pavement with me when Babylon blood clot across my neck. You understand me? I'm not sure. But I believe, I know that he loves me. That's what I know, that God Almighty loves me, my Father loves me. But I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. So I'm not sure if I'm going to help me to rise class when I'm not cut off the neck at the time I need to be alive. I want to be alive. But I don't know if you're going to help me right there. So we're not going out there. I'm choosing my time, my moment, you know what I mean? My space to put my speech out at that time. Not when they want to draw me out to come do it. Because you won't help me. It just want to help them for them bumbo cloud camera and them internet and them Facebook and them Instagram. That's what you're going to help them with. Because them not care. Understand? They don't care about Rasta set. Them only when time they want to come around when Rasta entertain them. So enough of them already know that Rasta show what them do. Put on a Rasta hat. I go buy a Rasta top. I go buy a Rasta dress. I go buy a Rasta kerchief. I go buy a Rasta flag. Just to send them a Rasta. But as soon as that blood clot were so done, they don't remember no Rasta set. Listen me. Them gone home. Them you gonna even find that the Rasta rap there again. Not the Rasta flag, they're going to find it again. Only another Rasta show coming to them go buy another flag. They remember blood clot, don't know what the Rasta said. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we're going to put our blood clot in one chopping block. Switch up off you. Twitch Marley. I love Marley because I was born with no ear on my head. You understand me? But it was a hard journey to grow the flax from my head. You know the boy. You know the boy. A tribulation I have a face right now. But in a blood clot here, me unroll it. So, bring it on. Bring it on. Come and roll it from me a blood clot. Bring it on. This time my jail time is now go back to jail, so bring it on. So everybody that want to come beat me to Rasta, come beat me. You understand me? Come beat me because I'm not going back to jail. See, you don't like a petty bomber thing. No war, no blood. No. None of these petty things. But Babylon will lock you up for ganja. Man, fuck with me. No walk out if we can walk him out. You understand me? If we can't walk him out, then a different story. But if we can't walk him out, we walk out them blood clot. You understand me? You see? My thing is a different meditation in the pan. You understand me? You know, put the man the blood clot, you know, blood clot ballad. Mercy them that ballad. Now listen to what me I say. I'm ballad now, pay attention to what true Rasta say. Ballad no care what we I say. All ballad care about is just the entertainment. And leave God and remember what we say tomorrow. And know when them the important time come for them, remember what we were saying. For them feed off of what the words they were saying, so they can carry them through this hard time. They can't remember one particular word, so they want us to come back and repeat ourselves. We're not going back to repeat ourselves.
Okay, so what happened to the ones who don't get the message yet and still need to hear it?
Or the one who don't get the message yet, but tell us that the message is already out there because the word is out there. The Lord. Once you think of the Lord, you know that the word is out there because the word is what the man.
No, I mean Sizzler words. Sizzler's word.
It's the words of the Lord.
No. I mean specifically his teachings where him come with.
Hold on. Oh, that Rastafari, the Almighty God. I'm Bible reading. And the same Bible we read. Everybody else read. And the same Bible. The King James Version, the Living Bible. And maybe we don't read the New Testament so much because...
But maybe it was explained to them in a wrong way.
No, not explained to them in a wrong way.
The Bible.
Why the people that was gravitating to his word? They gravitate to his words. That's why it's so famous. Because they gravitate to his word.
No, I mean the Bible. The people that might read the Bible and interpret it wrong. A person like him can, straighten out the reasoning.
Sister, if you're a man of God, if you're a man of God and you fear God and you love God, once you read the Bible, you'll understand. But if you're not a man of God, if you have no God...
So if you're a man of God, you don't need Sizzler?
If you're a man of God, you still need to you just need to read the Bible. Go read the Bible.
So you don't need Sizzler then? The world don't really need a Sizzler then? Just read the Bible.
That's what I was just going to tell you. The world don't need Sizzler. The world don't need Capitan. You know why? Because many give Sizzler and Capitan was already here. Say the same thing. So they don't really need these gentlemen.
Aren't they alive at this time for that reason though?
Huh?
Aren't they alive at this time for that reason, for carry the torch all the way?
They were sent to carry out the torch and they did their duty.
But they must start before the finish line.
No. I thank them for it. They've been doing it for over 20 odd years.
But why are you saying that the work finished?
I didn't say the work finished. I said they've been doing it for 20 years. I thank them for it. I say you don't know. They're making time. Maybe they're making time to make their speech. I didn't tell you they're finished. I didn't tell you that. I said, Capitan, they may be working new work right now. I didn't tell you that they're finished. I tell you that it's time for everything. You don't put the fucking neck on. Rasta cannot put the neck on the top and black for Marley anymore. We do it in our time. You understand me? We do it in our fucking time. Because we've been doing it a long time and they're not listening. So now we choose our time to do it. We choose our time. And we're doing it on every given time and every chance we get used to do it. In the street, on the street, in our bed, in our sleep. We have to do it.
But why stop now though? Why stop at this particular time? It's dangerous? It's dangerous?
Stop. We're in a time when Christ did have to leave. When Moses Christ did have to leave out the blood clot Bethlehem because the boy them want to murder him. King Saul did have to leave blood clot because King David did have to leave because Saul want to kill him.
So it's a Sizzler in an exile. Sizzler in an exile right now.
Exile. I'm not exile. You have to remember that when time Christ was doing his work, When Christ is born, the man want to kill him. When Christ is performing powerful work, they want to kill him. Them just have to leave from one place to the next. King David, same procedure King David went through. Saul want to kill him off because he's a godly man, the word of God, everything is about God. You understand me? So, it's the same thing now. We got to know when to pull back for a moment. We got to know when to hold forward for a moment and strike again. You understand me? If you don't put the man that fight and one live to fight again. Well, just some of these things you maybe need to make them.
So I run Sizzla, I run now, so we can fight again.
Give me the man that fight and run live to fight again. I don't run him around. So what you think I can run Christ did around, I run King David did around? Hey, if God wants it that way, my brother.
But Marley said the same thing, he who fights and runs away. So I don't know if Sizzla run right now.
I'm saying it right now. See, Bob Marley said, forget what Bob Marley said. Forget about what the person before Bob Marley said. Because Bob Marley come and say it again from somebody else who said long before him. As I said, there was, the world don't need me. The world don't need Sizzla. The world don't need Jefferson. You know why? Because everything what we saying, it was already said before. So just we have to do a research, my brother.
I hear you.
We have to do a research. That's what it all comes down to. You see, we've been talking about unity all day one. The black people try to unite. Before we try to unite, we rob and kill everyone another, we see. That's all. We disrespect one another every chance we get. You understand me? Yo, let's talk your slave to the God. We can't have a good conversation with one another. You understand me? It's disrespect. You understand me? So how we going to unite? And how we going to make Marley see that Rasta is the way? How we going to make them see that love is the way? How we going to make them see that mother going to take you from a long time? How we going to make them see that trying something what you love and move towards that? And then after you make us, we can join together and band together and build an empire. How we can get that in a black people's head? We cannot get that in a black people's head. Because what? Some humbuckler runaway thing every black man are dealing. One man army thing. You see me I say? Yeah, one man army thing. I mean, 93 and 4 of them not plan for them. Babylon tell you, when you see 4 black people, them have to check them. When you see 4 black men right now, you have to check yourself and so what are they on? See? What in the pan? I want them man that go rush me if you're in a certain era. So you have to say, yo, God, they're not an empire. No empire, the man, they have 4 of them, you know, they could have 4 friends, them, you know, guy friends from a long time, you know. And 4 of them could have make money, you know. They are making money, all 4 motherfuckers, they just thought, they're making money, good money too. But do they own a business together? What kind of business they have? None of them, a matter of fact, any of them have a business? How much fucking money they have? Fuck, this man have 2 billion. The man will go to bomb clock, carry him off. You see? But he don't own a business. See what I'm saying? How are we going to unite bomb clock? Black people, them feel of Rasta now. And they yet them want to put on their from bomb clock, chopping black. We get chop off of them. And what do you, man? We the Rasta did that in the early time. We're not doing it anymore. We'll try to find a way to help. But we're not putting our head on a chopping block. We're not, Babylon, I'm not sacrifice that. That is not a sacrifice. Back in the day, when those were sacrificed. No, it's not sacrifice because nobody cares. You see, if you know our people didn't care, yeah, man, they're going to put your fucking neck when they chop and block and say, come Babylon, come cut. Give a fuck. Cop dead, my word is still there. But when you're dead, your word not dead because none of the people that you've been teaching remember nothing what you said. They remember nothing. So the fuck your word gonna carry on. You're just dead. They just kill the prophet. So what the fuck? You ain't gonna get no more words from the prophet. What you gonna have to do now? Go back to the prophet words. Go back to his books. Go back to his song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need that. We don't want that. I don't need none of my prophets them to put them head on the chopping block right now. Babylon did that in the ages. Babylon killed all the prophets in the ages. All the prophets. All the priests. They murder them. You know, they're lying up and murder them. And they've been, every time you find some great people trying to what gains Babylon laws and teaching, they kill them off. You understand me? Every time you find some great black men or even great white men, you understand me, who are against their own teaching, the white men who are against his ancestors' teaching, they try to kill them too. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of white men out there against their ancestors' teaching. A lot of white men out there, they're totally sorry for what they put black people through. A lot of white men out there wish that time never happened in history, in our story. You understand me? What not to mention the black men? Black men don't give a fuck. Some black men have said there was no slavery. Black people never have slaves, there was no slavery. So if black people coming about and say, hey, there was no slavery, what the fuck now? See what the black men have, the white men have to say now. They give the white men more power. There was no slavery. Black people telling you that. That's bullshit. There was no slave ship. What I'm saying? There's black people coming and tell you all this fuckery to fuck your head up.
Top Black TV.
You know what I'm saying? That's what people coming to say today. You understand me? But we know different. You understand me? Because we know the struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? We know different. Our ancestors can't come tell us no lies like that. Eh? I tell them, say black people was born in the United States or black people was born in the United States. No.
Well, they're saying that there was blacks there all along.
Black was all in the United States, but there was also black they brought into slavery too. There was black everywhere in the world. But there was black brought into slavery everywhere in the world also. You know what I'm saying? Black came there on their own because black was the biggest navigator in the history, in life, in time. They was the biggest navigator. They find ways and means to do things and get places. You know what I'm saying? You find those black people everywhere in this land. Sometimes you go to some, I make some travel and some black man, I say, black people live that too. When I travel sometimes. So I'm telling you, black people been everywhere a long time. In jungles. You understand? But what white men does, when the white men them go send their blood clot missionary, and the missionary go and travel and go find black man settle, then go kill them off. And after they go back and I say, oh, where were these people? How do they lost? How can't we find them? Oh, what did they leave here? Oh, we can't find nothing about them, not in the place. Oh, we think, oh, there's a park. Oh, there's a park. Oh, there's something. No, fuck that bullshit. You kill off these motherfucking people 30 years ago. And now send your fucking archaeologists inside here. To go do what? To go check upon what you already know? Huh? You kill off these motherfucking people then for what? And then you go then another story about Africa again. When you go on bomb clot the Atlantic slave trade. The bomb clot standard for Africa. All these things. That's the history. That's our story. I ain't fucking with you. You're the one writing in the fucking book. You understand me? The white men wrote in their book for us to read. How they did that to us and all these things. So, how comes we black people are talking about there's no fucking slavery? So that's what they have to say.
The man who say that them can't find no ship.
They can't find a slave ship. How they gonna find a slave ship? How they gonna find a slave ship? They find a lot of ship, but they didn't tell it's a slave ship.
Not even peace. Not even peace.
They're not telling you that it was slave ship. The ships that they found, they're not telling you it was slave ship. Because they're trying to erase that fucking story. They're trying to erase that fucking part of history. You know what I mean? Don't you see white men don't want to hear talk about slavery? When you talk about slave, or you talk about racism, don't you see? It's like, as in black people these days want to hear you speak of racism. Because, I never experienced that before. Black people. So, I'm trying to tell you, what can you tell them to unite? You cannot tell them nothing to unite. You tell them the truth and they look for you and say, fuck off. Hey, I got my family to look after. I'm not into that with you. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to fucking mess. Or you going to tell them nothing at all.
After me and the rest, all the reason, I was such a thought. I was telling us now, man. The rest of them still for the upfront right now. No matter what you say. Because you can't have ballad one attack up the thing. When the Rasta are the one way are the leading voice in this message. So all you go from the leading voice to a quiet voice will allow the misleading voice to take over the place. So, Top Black, drop this video. So, today, I have to talk about the preacher man versus Rasta man. Can't hear nothing from either of the two. Or should I say, can't hear nothing from neither of the two. Preacher man silent, Rasta man silent. Now, if you guys go to church after this thing are clear up and then reopen church, which I don't even think that I got, but let's say that happen and then reopen church. If you guys go to church together and get pastor on the money, on a really full. What the pastor there right now? I'm gonna pastor now hold some online service. Is it because him know say it gonna look dread for him start to ask poor people for money over the internet during a state of emergency? It's because him can't ask for money. In nobody no service none at all. People don't need to hear the word of God anymore. More than any time in history, we're supposed to say TV evangelism at a high. Because now we can't gather in a church. So the next best thing is the internet, right? You have people that twerk for internet right now. Do all manner of things on internet because of this COVID-19 lockdown thing. Yet you can't see no pastor online a preach the word of God. I don't see one pastor come and say, yo, put your hand upon the screen. Let me pray for you. If you have corona, put your hand upon the screen and pray with me. I don't see no pastor remove corona in the name of Jesus. By the blood of Jesus. I don't hear no pastor rebuke COVID-19. Although COVID-19 is a man-made thing. I don't hear no pastor say, no weapon that form against me shall prosper. Before this, Mr. Pastor, I take out cripple out a wheelchair. Have the crippler run around the congregation and I jump. And while I went there run, just grab the next one. I said, come out of your chair, run! And I told him to start run. And before them could have done one, grab the next one. I said, what happened to you? I blind, you blind? How much finger this? And I said, oh, I see 2 finger. Oh my God, I can't believe. I'm unbelievable. I see 2 finger. Oh my God. I start run too. We did that too. But he can't remove corona. He can't even mention corona name. He must put respect on corona name. And take her name out of her mouth. No. When you used to give pastor money, you know, pastor tell you say, he must do God work with it. He must build up the church. I build up a school. I build up a this, I build up a that. I dig ground for a new church. While I collect offering, I have a chest on the pulpit. Where I'm saying him called Jacob's chest. Where that get filled different from the offering. It's beer envelope going at that. So you can imagine the big check them. So now, you think if you go back to pastor right now and say, pastor, you know something? Due to this corona thing, you know. It's months now, I'm not working now. Beg back little at the tide where I give, you know. You must say, that already do the work of the Lord. I can tell him, say, boy, more work needed to be done with that money there. Because I need some help from the Lord right now. With some of that money. You might tell you the Lord spend that already now. The Lord will look some more. But him can't do that over the internet now. Can't be expose here go on. What am I gonna say to the people them? Send in your tithes for what? So God go protect you from corona? Him can't say that. Send in your tithes for what? So God can't heal your mother who catch corona? Send in the tithes for what? So God go get you back another job? So you can pay more tithes? Always suspect the preacher man, you know. Because him shoes always ever crease, him suit always ever crease. And I pay poor people are coming in church. Them uncle dress up nice for come church. So you know say them poor. So what you think? When we are youth, you know, we invent poor. Our address never have no number. Our address say POOR. You understand? But when we go to church, whoever slick, that's what we call it, we Sunday best. So all them talk, the pastor talk all these years, when it look like revelation or reveal itself. Him run gone, take all the money when him collect. I'm going to quarantine himself right now. Nice and cushy. No. I talk about the Rasta man now. Because the Rasta man burn a fire for the pastor a long time. So the pastor now do job work. Him, the Rasta man, him do job work. Because the Rasta man would chant, you know. Beat bongo and chant, you know, and make you know. Oh, Babylon rest. Oh, Babylon wicked. Or oh, Babylon must fall. Tell about 666, the mark of the beast, the whole 9. So women don't understand is, what do you think are going on right now? Now the beast arise. You can see the two on them clear. From this entity, we are come towards it. Because right now, we are look head on upon mandatory vaccination. We are look head on upon mandatory microchip. We are look head on upon facial recognition camera all over the place. We enter the age where everything we do under a microscope. Things start all get force power now. And we can't hear from no Rasta man to say this what we're talking about. This is what Rasta man was talking about. So if you wasn't listening then, probably can't get on attention better now because some things are going on now. We're supposed to connect with what we are saying. Or what we are saying, we connect with what are going on right now. So the message might easier to get across because now there's physical evidence of what Rasta been talking about. But no Rasta missing M-I-A. That's time say when me I grow, all I can hear is Joe Rastafari. And the most challenge till they gave see man face. The most reading of the Bible, the most revelation, the most drum, the most bongo, the most congo. Why is so silent now? I don't want to think say afraid the Rasta man afraid for talking up. Because Babylon have crushed everything we speak up right now. Rasta man see what happened to black leaders. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I mean if you said no Rasta man want to take up that fight there now. Here's what me feel. Me feel say the Rasta man is comfortable. I burn him weed. We're not all Rasta burn weed still. But burn him weed, eat him ital, read him Bible, wear him red, gold and green, and talk with the most highly this and highly that and highly. That is all fine and dandy. But when the battle is at hand, I'm going to say no Rasta man with a sword. It's kind of troubling. I say a Rasta daughter have to come pan line and say, yo, where the Rasta kingdom there? All this chant, and I'm ready for battle.
Military. That's all I have to say. Where is the military? I am military. Because no greater love than to give up your life for your brother and sister them. And if you're not willing to give up your life for your brother and sister, you're not worthy of living. If you're a righteous leader, you're going to see the people as your children. As blood of your blood, flesh of your flesh, and bone of your bone. And me see people that talk about Selassie. Like say, we not put Kedamawe Haile Selassie name like mayonnaise pan bread. Selassie. And bun 2 ganja spliff like that can protect you. With your 2 teeth, your slacks, and your pants a drag bang pancreas. His Imperial Majesty was a dapper dan. Empress Menen was regal. And this is not about money, it's a character. So, if you can't bust a shot, like how His Imperial Majesty shoot out Mussolini, son out of the year, and him step on it on.
Well, that is not just a Rastaman problem still. That's a black man problem. Because every other race know this. The black man is not willing to fight for his freedom. And by fight, I mean march and loot and thump down random white people. No. Me attack fight to the death for his people. One thing is for sure now. Black people don't want dead for black people. Black people don't want dead for nothing. I have a thing right now named Black Lives Matter. But guess what? Black lives don't matter to black people enough for black people to die for black lives. And every other race know that. You think the white man get what him get? Because he wasn't willing to die for it? You think white supremacy reign today? Because the white man forefather they afraid to fight and dead to preserve a future for his generation to come. Black people know how to do that. Black people barely going to fight for them generation today. Let alone fight for them generation where them not going to see because them are dead. Black people don't busy about nothing where exists after them dead. If you're going to ask a black man for to do something for the purpose of after him dead, him no want to hear nothing about that. Him have to get him reward while I'm alive. So, talk to a Rasta man the other day, my brethren still ask him the same question. How come Capitan so quiet? How come Sizzler so quiet? Luciano, how come them man on the internet right now? I talk to the people and I say, yo, listen to people. This is what's happening. The Bible tell you this. It'll come true right now. Look out for this. Look out for that. Do this. Do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for that. Stand for this. Stand for that. He's going to tell me, say, Rasta now going to make Babylon draw them out. Them going to come out when them feel like come out. But Babylon can't draw them out. So wait there. When Babylon start drop bomb, what Rasta plan for do? When Babylon attack. Because the chanting not going to work. The bongo drum not going to work. The big long Rastafari not going to work. Is Rastaman prepared for draw him sword? Remember now, Rasta get enough beaten back in the day just for wear the knot upon him head and say Rasta. So Rasta know about beating. But I want to know if because of them beating there, Rasta say, oh, him not take no more licks for nothing. He might just go and sip him chalice and humble himself. Him need no more war. Them they too hot. So, Pastor, I have two response about him. Because I know I've heard that from time. But black people, everybody knows we don't have strength for self. We don't have anger for self. We don't have revenge for self. We rather make peace with everybody else. We make peace with the Chinaman, peace with the white man, peace with the Indian man, peace with the Spanish or Hispanic, Latino. We make peace with everybody. Yes, we are a peaceful people. But there's a difference between being peaceful and coward. And right now when it comes to fighting for black people, fighting for freedom, black people coward. We'll march, you know. So we're not going to go on with things. But if you do what the white man do, and just go in and charge, and who dead, I'll just keep going till we get to 01. Black people don't have that. I digress. Back to the Rasta man now. My brethren, you know, Rasta been warning Ballad from time, and Ballad now listen. So right now, Rasta now gonna repeat himself. And the young one who never hear before, them go back now and go research what Rasta did say before. So it's like I'm telling myself, Rasta retire when it comes to spreading the message. Him also say, Rasta now put him head on no concrete for no Ballad no more. Again, Rasta retire. Because I say, Rasta now go sacrifice. Make no sacrifice for save no Ballad. And bring no Ballad onto Jah. I just left Ballad, make Ballad go on where Ballad go. Him also said to me, him don't know if when him go to the battlefield, if Jah go and spare him, if Jah go and dead with him. That's like a lack of faith. Because if Moses did say the same thing when Jah tell him to go through the Red Sea. If in the catch afraid, I say, yo, but I don't know if Jah I could dead with me halfway through, you know, or 3/4 way through, you know. So, he said, I go in there and things I'm going to preserve myself. And I'm not going to do what I know Jah want me do. Can I hear your heart? You must know that Jah want you to talk to the people, want you to chant to the people, spread the message. But something like I convince you, say, you know, to do that, for fear of you get yourself hurt. But that's what a prophet does. A prophet put his neck on the line to spread the message. Remember, no, there was a time where people get killed just to read certain book. So likewise, to teach certain things from certain book, it's dangerous. So why the Rastaman think to tell the truth, to chant down Babylon, would not be dangerous? So where is Capitan? Where is Sizzler? Me a call out Capitan, me a call out. Them say Capitan is fireman. Don't get me wrong, you know. Capitan a wicked artist. Full of energy. But at that energy I want to see in a reality farm, not a performance farm. Do a live and talk to the people them. Have some big meeting with the communities. Rasta have to be active now, man. Rasta been laying dormant for years. while other people take over the culture and hijack the culture and wear dreadlocks for fun. Red, gold and green for fun. As a matter of fact, all the rest them now, I go hairdresser, go get them natty twist up. And I 1 and 2 clean up. You understand? That's vanity. So the same how a Rastaman can look after vainness. Like make sure say him precepts neat. Make sure say him natty them twist up, well part up. Make sure say him clothes match up. Want to the energy for put out some knowledge to the people about what go on right now. About the vaccine, about the pandemic, about the virus, or the so-called virus, the agenda behind the virus, the martial law, what it means. You have to talk to people now because you know say it's a fork in the road where you have to make a choice. Left or right. Move left or move right. Vaccine or no vaccine. Chip or no chip. So the rest want to come and talk to the people and tell the people them not to fear. How to handle fear. Not to make a decision based on fear. Instead of stay one side and watch your brother and sister just fall out of ignorance. So if you ask me if that's the Rastaman real reason why I'm not something right now is self-preservation, that no make it. Remember now Rasta no say the name now. If self-preservation was a Rasta thing, Selassie wouldn't dip on the battlefield with them souls of them. A old machine gun in them hand and dip on the field. Can I risk him life? If he was dealing with self-preservation, he wouldn't dip on the battlefield. He would have somewhere I give orders. But him out there I take the same risk as anyone of him soldier them. Him never stop to think about self-preservation. Him leave that up to the higher powers. So when my brethren say, him don't know if Jah went dead with him when Babylon put him head on the pavement. He must know why him say that. Because you can't have as much faith. Say Jah went dead with you, you know, as you have in a year yourself. And almost you think you deserve Jah for dead with you. Because you couldn't really, I gotta tell me say, you are live righteous enough for God spare your life in a times where your life is in danger. But you still fear say him not gonna spare it. If you serve him and you deserve him grace and him still don't give to you, then or you will continue serving. When him say, him will never leave your side. He will never forsake you. As long as you put him number one.
We're not going to sit fire and go step in and get our fucking shoes and foot burn off. You understand me? We're not doing it. Leave that to Shed Rock Nation and bend the go. You understand me? Because the Most High was right there in the fire with them. You understand me? Leave that to them. You understand me? I'm not sure say the Most High go and be in that blood clot on the pavement with me when Babylon blood clot across my neck. You understand me? I'm not sure. But I believe, I know that he loves me. That's what I know, that God Almighty loves me, my Father loves me. But I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. So I'm not sure say go and help me to rise blood when they're not cut off the neck at the time when I need to be alive. I want to be alive. But I don't know if you're going to help me right there. So we're not going out there. I'm choosing my time, my moment, you know what I mean? My space to put my speech out at that time. Not when they want to draw me out to come do it. Because you won't help me. It just will help them for them bumbuckle and camera and them internet and them Facebook and them Instagram. That's what I'm going to help them with. Because them not care. Understand? They don't care about Rasta set. Them only when time they want to come when Rasta entertain them. So enough of them already know that Rasta show what them do. Put on a Rasta hat. I go buy a Rasta top. I go buy a Rasta dress. I go buy a Rasta kerchief. You're going to find it again. Only another Rasta show come in, so go buy another flag. You remember blood clot, don't know what the Rasta said. Anything? So, hey, we're going to put our blood clot in one chopping block. Switch up off you. Push ballin'.
Still don't understand why certain Rastaman will have the platform we can reach tens of thousands of people in a one post. Or them not have nothing to say to the people yet. You go hear say them have a new record. Me don't want you in a record. I don't want you no singing. I don't want to see no man skank on the stage. Do no somersault on the stage. Hold no microphone. Sing no song. Pull up no song. That's entertainment. That's a form of enjoyment. I don't want to enjoy nothing right now. More some knowledge and some wisdom and some guidance. So more on the Rastaman put on the microphone. The singing one anyways. I take up the talking microphone. Whoever you want to sing to me, talk it. In our hour long video, talk it. Have some reasoning with some other Rastaman. We don't want to hear no 4-minute song full of rhyme. You know things been go out to normal, right? You know wait for ball game start again, basketball start, football start, baseball start, hockey start, club open. So you can go buy the latest fashion and go muggle off and this, that. But guess what? That not happen, no. We now go back to normal. Normal. When have we ever gone back in time? Or we going to go from 2020 to 2019? The things we used to do as a society in 2019 now got me in 2020. We now go back. What you call normal is a new normal. This one named paranormal. There's nothing normal about this. It's a bare paranormal now. You think it's normal to walk around with mask? That's paranormal. In the hospital right now, all them are under the deaths, the patients, what they're classifying as a corona death. No normal. All the nurse and the doctor them say things gone paranormal. The police say things gone paranormal. Them all a defund the police. For moving martial law. A more military state. You understand? So, me want to know where the Rastaman them there, where them a pray, if them a plan to come out and talk about where I go on, or if them don't even see where I go on. If all them a do is wait for things to go to normal too. So them can start where some more red gold and green out on the road. I don't understand where I go on. Or what? Rastaman feel say there's nothing to talk about. Then why me hear so much from Rastaman when me a youth? When not like this did I go on? Rasta talk the most talk. And one way about this time. And when this time come, he must say, oh, him not talk no more because oh, Marley too audience. And him not risk film life finna Marley. Suppose Moses did say that. Same now risk film life finna Marley. You was once a Marley. One to the Marley them, we have grown up now. Look at you them. You know, have nothing to tell them. You vex with them because the Marley them we used to preach to wasn't listening. So now the youth them out of luck because you don't have nothing to say to them. Rasta man. Put on the chalice. Blow away the smoke. And come talk to the youth them. Me hear too much Rastafari, Rasta when me a youth. No, me even hear that. Or is a new breed of Rasta we have now? We no talk. We no response for nobody but themselves. Anyways, I'm not gonna tarry too much longer. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. If half base or we do need to hear from the Rasta man them. In particular, man like Sizzler, Capleton, Luciana, cause them man Luciano, sorry, me keep saying Luciano, cause the man have the platform, the man have our attention from long time. We don't want any more record right now. Entertainment is a form of enjoyment. Alright, I know. And an enjoyment thing I go on. A serious thing. Now, after Top Black drop that video, booms! Here comes this vlog and him foot of hype. Never hear him talk about Rasta like this before. All of a sudden, him want to know where the Rasta them there. And there's no Rasta in a Jamaica. I'm no respect no Rasta. Rasta a pussy. Rasta a bat. Rasta. Man a thing.
I want to say this now. The Rastafarian community in Jamaica, I am very disappointed in the Rastafarian community in Jamaica. The ignorant fool. The Rastafarian community within Jamaica, where we look for moral support, moral discipline, moral enforcement via verbal, physical, or spiritual, has lost its way. I am disappointed in all Rasta figures in Jamaica. Uno nah feel like me. Uno are some pussy wall. The Rasta them at Jamaica lose them bomber clot self. I mean stick out and pinpoint each person. Rasta community in a Jamaica turn big blood clot blue movie, fashionista, liquor drinking, wasteman blood clot entity. A youth like me were motivated by Rastafari discipline and liberty. I go fucking crazy. I try keep the fucking nation intact. And me and a blood clot Rasta. Uno are some weak bomber wall. Me no want a Rasta look to me if you no respect. If you don't want to chat to me, if you don't want advice for me, I don't give a fuck. Uno neatly are some batty boy. Uno are some bowers. Uno are some pussy wall. Uno are losing self. Uno Rasta, so-called Rasta Jamaica, we're in a reggae and dancehall. Uno fi go, uno fi start trim. Uno fi just start nyam meat, nyam pussy, nyam pork, nyam everything make everybody see. Uno a hypocrite and batty boy. Uno fi go. Yeah. And when I say that, I mean a response who want vex, cause suck on the mama. Yeah, big man thing. And me alone I fight the blood clot fight, and the whole I wanna keep on the mouth shut. So no want visa, I don't want batty man come sign, you know, and go on a big contract. I don't know blood clot hungry. I don't know hungry, I don't still I go on like on hungry. And have me one out here look like a big blood clot idiot. I want to see people that diss me and style me over righteousness. And I say nothing, I want to go. Now pussy. Straight up, I want to go. Right now, I'm not saying no Rasta Jamaica. I'm not saying no Rasta Jamaica. I'm not saying no Rasta Jamaica. I want to go. I'm ungrateful to the Almighty. The Almighty make us reach out for righteousness, and now, when righteousness we stand up and defend righteousness no more.
So naturally, Top Black feel the need to respond to that. For one, Top Black no say, it's Top Black start the conversation. And now, it gone to a next level of disrespect and dishonor. So, Top Black respond. Watch it.
Honestly, no one put the hype on one talk to you with a Russian. But honestly, that's the first thing come to my thought. But I rush him for disrespect the elders them because you disrespect God, that's something I'm gonna rush you. You understand me? Disrespect the elders, someone wanna rush you. You understand me? Honestly, tell the truth. If I sit for the eye, personally, I'm not gonna rush him, and that I said don't rush him. You see? Talk to him and try to put him on the right track. When I look on him straight up and say, Footer, how come you're a grown man and you say you're smart and you're intelligent? Because that's what you try to prescribe on the internet. So you're intelligent, saying you're not a dummy, you go to school. How come you're going to disrespect people who don't have no part in this? How come you got to deal with collateral damage in your information when you give it out? You're killing some people just because you want a bread or you want somebody to listen to you. Don't you realize you're only putting your own life at risk? Yes, 3 years you have to have how much you put in your life at risk. But this one, your life is worth at risk. Because people who you're trying to draw out, the people that never ever mix up in this kind of noise in this internet mess.
Right.
You draw them out. Right, you draw them out. You only draw them out and put your life on the bridge. Because you can't go anywhere you right now.
Right.
You have to stay in America. You understand me? You cannot in Jamaica, you cannot go into certain small islands. Them make a young Rasta them who are pre-dada. You understand me? You can't go to a certain island. You understand me? But them are pre-dada, them are the first man have a step to you. You understand me? And them are going to talk to you. Them are going to put it on you.
Greetings. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Top Black TV. If you're new to the channel or the channel's new to you, please do like, share, subscribe. And don't forget to smash that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever Top Black TV drops another video. So, Mr. Footer Hype, admit it. You watch my video, catch our vibes, and say, you know what happened? Burn on fire. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on how you say, where you say. That's a waste of time. Footer Hype will be Footer Hype. Or you're going to surprise how Footer Hype say, what him say. It's like, nobody never surprised when Mike Tyson bite off Holyfield ears. They may not surprise if Holyfield bite off Tyson ears though. Well, it's the same thing. You can't surprise say Footer Hype put what him have to say in the way how him say it. We all have our opinion how him should have said it, when him could have take out, when him can leave in, etc. etc. But guess what happened? Because freedom of speech and the make a speech, the important thing is what to take away from it. But before we go to what to take away from Footer Hype speech, if you understand, say, Footer Hype, take in Top Black TV and inside this video. Before that, Top Black do this video. Which is a response to this video. All three of these videos, the subject matter is, where is the Rasta man? Or the Rasta man so quiet? Mind you, before that, Top Black TV do a video reacting to Footer Hype, reacting to Little Addy becoming a Little Daddy. So put 2 and 2 together. Footer Hype see the video and run with it. I decide to put in other things in it, such as the corruption within the community from what him say in the music industry, which is where I think Footer made the big mistake. He mix up what him say in the music industry with our Rasta, including Rasta where no mix up in the music industry. He talk about visa and mix up Rasta with him take Iron Bird. So the fact they put RS in a one pot, and they say I'll get people who don't agree with you. Even the people who agree with what I say, don't agree with the facts you put all Ras in a one part. Now, that being said, look at that for that. What we're going to talk about now is why I did the video in the first place in terms of where's Rasta today. The reason is growing up, we say Rasta a burn fire upon everything. And now we say Rasta burning fire upon nothing. It's like the Rasta man just say, yo, make Babylon burn. Make Babylon fall upon the own sword. And then everything are alright. We wouldn't have to lift one finger. The biggest mistake, I think, in my opinion, Rasta make is when Rasta declare that Rasta is not a religion. Rasta is a way of life. Listen to me. Surfing. Them brother who say them are surfer boys. That's a way of life. Skater boys. Them skateboard brother there. That's a way of life. Hip hop. That's a way of life. Street life. That's a way of life. In other words, to call something a way of life, you not get no strength. Even though you don't deal with religion, so to speak, the fact that you don't have a body to say, this is Rasta, this is Rasta movement, it's why Rasta cannot unifiedly attack things. You can only get individual Rasta step up and say things. I'm not individual Rasta right now, no one, no smoke like that. But there's no group, there's no body. For instance, this little girl who them tell her say she have to cut her hair for go to school. At 2 years, the case go on before the court actually ruled say her rights were not violated. Well, for 2 years, Rasta missing in that argument was say dreadlocks is unclean. And that asking your child to cut it based on hygiene is not unconstitutional. Rasta stay back and make the hammer drop and the ladder pass, while Rasta still wear locks. Oh, that was not a conversation with the Rasta community was not a part of. I don't understand. Because what got me now? Or Rasta man forgot earn a bread if the job say, boy, your ear unclean and due to hygiene standards, we can't hire you with that here. So this is what I mean about how Rasta is so silent. Other corruption they were foot attack, but he must know what him say. Right? So which leads me to ask the question, if Footer Hype say them thing there in the music business, then that means Vegas see them thing there. Scatter see them thing there. Hold on there. That means Sizzler see them thing there. Capitan see them thing there. Luciano see or hear or know about them thing there. So I'm going to ask the question again. Okay, it's a ballad like Footer Hype. I burn a fire upon them thing there. I burn a fire upon Rasta Imposter where I deal with them thing there. How come Rasta now burn a fire upon Rasta Imposter? But be sure Rasta vex with Footer. So what him say or how him say it. But Rasta get vexed when the ruling drop the other day say the girl ear unclean and she cut it. Rasta never vexed about that. Rasta never come out and talk about that. But as soon as Footer Hype bite off her ears, we hear from a few Ras. We hear from the voice of reasoning over rapper crapper. So when the response them when me get is that, listen, Rasta don't talk already. It's up to you now to carry the torch until you're a youth, until the rest of mankind. So my question is, what Rasta gonna do then? If Balak will carry the torch How come the young Ras them now carry the torch of the elder Ras them? Listen, you know, the Ras them today, you know, learn from the same elders when me learn from, you know. So the Ras them today, I say, yo, Rasta don't talk already. Them not talk about themselves. Them talk about the same elders with me here. When me grow up, I hear. But them can't say Rasta talk. I mean themselves. Who them gonna talk to? How? When? Where? So it come like the hunger word we have to live off of. It's the words of the elders. Because Barley not invited to Nyabingi. You know, if me wrong, but I don't think Barley invited to 12 tribe and Nyabingi and all of these things. So Rasta to me kind of secluded. Rasta don't involve. So because Rasta don't want nothing to do with Babylon, Rasta don't interact with Babylon. And because Rasta don't interact with Babylon, Rasta can't get to counteract Babylon. Rasta would have to interact with Babylon, you know, to counteract the law where them just are the ruling, where them just ruling up. Rasta have to interact with Babylon in order to counteract Babylon. You can't counteract Babylon from way over there, so not say nothing. So here's the thing. I think no Rasta will feel offended right now, even with what Foota Hype say, and I'll tell you why. It still shows Rasta say, listen to me. There's still people who have faith or look up to Rasta for be a certain thing or for do a certain thing. So that's not something to be mad at anybody about if people expect that much of you. It's a compliment. It's not an insult. What is an insult is the imposters will infiltrate Rasta and go out a bag of slackness and make a guy like Foota Hype can come out and talk the most talk. But if some Rasta there burn out them thing there, Foota Hype would have nothing for say. Me wouldn't have nothing for say. But it's not so much about burning out them thing there, burning out the Rasta them who are going with them slackness there. It's also burning out certain things what Babylon are plan right now. You have to prepare your people. So if Rasta is not here to lead a people, to guide a people, say that. We understand so Rasta is a humble human being who know nothing to do with Babylon, and that's our bless. But me is a misconception me have, so Rasta is some form of prophet. And that the people who have the power to spread a message, like Sizzler, like Capitan, should use it for more than get Grammy, for more than get forward. Rasta still need to get involved with that situation there. But like a girl and her here. Because she still needs to make a decision. That ruling can be overturned. Them say our constitutional right was not infringed upon. But me say, her human rights were violated. Imagine Dwayne Wade can tell the whole world, say, for him son, say, him feel like a girl, and he want to be a girl, and can tell the school, say, listen, no longer address my child as a boy, address my child as a girl. That means that kid can show up to school with a wig. So you mean to tell me, say, a little boy could be a little girl, but a little girl can't be a little girl? A little boy could say he want to be something that he's not. He just feel like it. But a little girl can't say she wants to be something that she is, as well as she feel like it. Jamaica, only so wicked to Rasta. This was another dig to Rasta. This was not about that little girl and her locks. This was a message to Rasta. And in fact, so Rasta never cite that or move in. I said, no, that can't work. Furthermore, they never prove that locks were unhygienic. The teacher we are talking about, she have experience, and she's talking from experience, and I call everybody about, come. She could have wear a wig. Okay? She gonna have a wig sewn upon for her head for the last 6 months. Stink like Noah. Full up of all kind of glue and I gotta talk about hygiene. And I read an article on this subject matter and I add upon the page where I read. You know what that ad was? The whole time that I read the article, you know what that ad was? Wig, false hair, European hair. I'm reading a subject matter about a little black girl who was told to cut her dreadlocks, about a Jamaican Supreme Court who ruled that her constitutional rights were not violated. And while me I read that, is an ad. I sell white people here, China people here, Indian people here. Them sell every hair upon the planet except black hair. And now, they put the final nail. I'm going to say, you can't wear dreadlocks. What next? They want to tell you can't wear nappy head in a school. You have to go press out that. Or cover that with a wig. Because you carry all kind of stuff in it. The same thing them say about dreadlocks. Them can turn and say about nappy head. And then turn and say your constitutional rights were not violated. Rasta, you don't need to deal with this thing on a human rights level. And if you don't say nothing at all about it, a guy like Footer Hype, I just feel more emboldened in the things them where him say. Say, Rasta weak. It's one thing, when Rasta no burn no fire upon Dwayne Wade. But it's the next thing when a little black girl don't get the same respect and treatment when she said this is how she feel. And then Rasta don't say nothing about that. Whether girl is an article Rasta or not. Any kind of human rights issue we have to do with black people, Rasta can be there. Because so you want to say about Marley, Marley will get involved in that. Civil rights this and civil rights that. Member of parliament this, member of parliament that. But you know, have no Rasta who want to be in a politics because it's like a oxymoron, Rasta and politics. So we understand the distance where Rasta want to keep from politics and from politicians and from Babylon and all of that. But in keeping that far, it's like you're out of the war. It's almost like Rasta and the Christians, they're on the same mentality when it comes to the struggle. It's like accept all of the beating, because Babylon going to fall upon them one sword, and Jah going to come one day, and everything will go airy. So no need to fight and fuss. Just have faith and go and cool. And everything will reveal itself and work out itself. So, all I can say is, me understand now that Rasta as a whole is not no kind of movement. It's a way of life for any individual to choose. Me remember, when me a youth, when a Rasta man burn a fire, you feel the heat, If a fish a pass by, and a Rasta man say, fireball! The fish they fry instant. If it a rain, and a fish pass, and a Rasta say, thunderbolt! A fish they steam instant. But now it come like say, the very individuals a Rasta is about the most fire pan. Turn round and burn fire pan Rasta. A Rasta fi humble. Rasta can't burn certain fire, make the alphabet community here? Why you think be the one have to apologize? Why you think Buju Banton have to apologize? Because the fish them burn a fire upon certain talk but the Rasta man stand for. And the Rasta man comply. Because he just love a funny guy to a funny guy. I say keep that over there and the argument done. That's fine. However, the fact say and the fish tell the eye them to leg of the talk there. And the eye them have to apologize. That tell me who a burn a fire upon who. If Buju Banton go in a workhouse, as him say it, with him foot on the ground, I wonder if him come out with him head on the ground. Because him start see the world upside down. Me know what kind of upside down him a talk about, because the world upside down long before him even go workhouse. So you know which upside down him a talk about. The world upside down, yes? That's why your word sound should be right side up. You have to tell the people them, say your thing is right side up. The word upside down, yes, which we all can see that. But at the wrong word sound that upside down. Because like me say, instead of the Rastaman a burn a fire on the fishes of men, it's them a burn a fire upon the Rastaman. But mostly credit where credit is due, because Buju come out and Buju make a talk about the situation with the little girl and her locks. This is what we need from the Rasta community. So the Rasta community supposed to move whenever any folly drop. Or else just counteract that with the right speech. So we constantly have a dose of righteousness to antidote the unrighteousness where Babylon display on a daily. Check out Buju.
So yes, once again, Rastafari is on the trade. We've come a far way, not to a point where the herb digger, everybody make a money and a fight. But you still hamper our education and our children's ability to be educated in your schools. And I see that as discrimination, because you have never done that to a Jew and ask them to move or a Muslim to remove their boots, which would be religious discrimination. So when you want to Rasta man children and to train them here, when you refuse to give us our own schools to educate our children in the way that they should be educated, because we refuse to be what you wanted us to be. We can't be that anymore, because our eyes are open and the people's eyes are open every day. So them background master judge and them look up this thing and easy skis or whoever go on and Jamaica fight against Rasta. Rasta for wake up and become industrious. Yes?
No, what foot type of talk about now? All of this and all of that, all that who under the table from who over the table. That's a whole other issue where me don't know nothing about. So foot hype, if you know which artist you talk about who got the tune with such people, I have burn them out. They call name. Instead they put all the rest of them in a that pot. You understand? Just because you say some Rasta eat meat, you can't turn around and say all Rasta eat meat.
Top Black TV.
What you want to say? After all of that, put a hype on the measuring stick where you use for judge people. Do a video where I say wait. If your measuring stick so short, all you man is do a video where you told them a twinkle. I have stars on your toe like you want to polish them. And expect nobody to send them to you or about you about that. Like that not shaky. Put a swipe. You ever hear them say, judge not, lest ye be judged? No people either saying that don't know the real meaning. You know? It means, judge not, lest ye be judged by the same measuring stick you use for judge other ones. So if ones was for judge you with the same measuring stick where you use for judge other ones, a man would have say, oh no! Oh! So, me lose 1 minute and 30 seconds of my life where you can't give me back 1 minute and 30 seconds. I hear 2 foot them. And I say, me hear about the video where he must show off him ankle bracelet, but nobody can show off ankle bracelet. That don't make no sense. But me finally run across the video and I watch you shake your foot and a twinkle your toe. I realize say, you told them a twinkle for real. What time? What twinkle toe I go? Footer, when you put on the effect on the video and you edit it, and you check out all the sparkle them work, and I spark up on your glasses, and I spark up on your hat, and spark up on your ring, and yeah, spark up on your teeth. When you see all them sparkle, what make you put it where your foot there? Unless you never know, say it's going to make you 2 of them sparkle. Call 10 to a sparkling. When you watch the edit, you never take out your little measuring stick where you use to judge other people and judge yourself and say, you know something, that look low. You know something, that look sideways. You know something, shaky movements that gangster not have sparkle too. It's like when them girls do them Instagram and them do them filtering up and them chewing little sparkles. Like, of all the effect for you pick a fairy dust kind of sparkle. A man with your kind of measuring stick. Bugsy Whaler, that can't work?
Nope.
What is about that?
No.
What is it, can't work?
No.
No time at all?
No.
Not even 1 day of the year?
Nope. No.
I know you may have no, you know. Twinkle toe. Because I'm sure a Rasta man they start off one of them videos so I shake him foot and I wiggle him toe while him a twinkle. Then I say the Rasta man I move left. Look there. Poor coffee came just how she want to dress without you down in her neck. I tell her I say, oh, she not for dress so because that looks shaky. Then if fear dressing looks shaky and she free for dress how she want to dress. How you think your twinkle toe them look? I mean, you're free for twinkle if you want to twinkle, you know. But if you know, say your name twinkle too. How? Where's your Zachary?
Yo, top black. When you finally even start, twinkle to blow.
Where's the Bugsy?
No.
So if you want to explain how the twinkle them upon your toe and how you and why you make it go for 1 minute and 30 seconds, you owe me 1 minute and 30 seconds of my life. Me don't go time I say them thing they know. At them time, yeah. Me never expect to see it. Them time, yeah. Especially for a man like foot a swipe. No. For a man with foot in his name. If you know say I show your foot for almost 2 minutes, my lad, no cream never in the house. Huh? Their foot bottom look like they have on sweat socks, my lad. Huh? My lad, oh you of all people who are judge people by how them dress, who them hang out with, who them sing song with, who not talk from who talk. Oh you, if you go decide say, twinkles by your toenail them is something where a dancer DJ will say, in grow up with Rastafari liberty. You think if Sizzler did do that, you wanna make that slide? You think if Chronics, you wanna make that pass? You say the Rastaman gone blue, like Scooby-Doo. Where are you? No, me not get with it now, because I know you not make nobody get it with nothing like that. No, sir. Somebody come talk about how man I watch foot. When I bear foot in the screen for 1 minute and you owe me 1 minute and 30 seconds of my life. Well, you cannot give I back. Marvelous dash for that. That's why I do this video. Come and say, so I have to come out tight. We can't just get traumatized, so. Lose 1 minute and 30 seconds of my precious life. Just so. No, man. If I even some views, I forget. Or a 1 subscriber. Or a like and share. The spark up on your glasses, we can't deal with that because I never have a pair of glasses where actually add lights in them. So I perform on the stage and I do my soul, I just turn it on. And I mad things. So that can pass. But when you look on that intro for 1 minute and 30 seconds and see say it's nothing but sparkles on your toe. All 10 of them. You mean say you couldn't just take off the effect off of that and say no something that not look right? Listen to me. Y'all get judged by your own measuring stick right now. You see if your measuring stick never so short, where somebody move slightly that way there, you say them gone all the way that way there, then what you call this? What you call this? You never see this? You never see this? Before you upload it, say you told them a twinkle. Why? Huh? Why? You have some splaining to do. You have to go explain who put the spark up on your toe. What you are trying to do? What kind of followers you are looking for when you have an intro like that? Where show your foot them, a wiggle wiggle, jiggle jiggle, and you toe them a twinkle twinkle. Last man me give a name now. I in a junior high school. You understand? The man will beat up people to call him the name there. I may have to run from him. I'm going to buck him in one barber shop when we're a big man, you know. I said, but wait, Rasta that. So we hear one other thing and yo, Ray, long time, man. Yo. But I don't want to call him Rasta. I forgot him real name. See him? When him leave now, get ready for leave. When I'm virgin, look at me and say, yo, Rooster, you ready? And I say, yo, my lad, you still have that name there? And I him one, I give name too. We get a next brother name where him need to kill people if you call him that. You see him catch a brother already, drop him on the ground and a bare buck. When I say buck, you know, him bucking for the whole lunchtime till the bell ring. And when the bell ring, still a bucking. And the nickname still stick. So those who never warn you. If you see a name change from Spoonhead, that never stick still. Marlon tries to, but that never stick. That one never stick though. Because see the evidence here. 1 minute and 30 seconds of evidence. See what you do. Leave a comment in the comment section. Make me know what you think.
Yo, Top Black. Where you find an investor? Twinkle total blow.
So that was the recap and then some. Leave it out in the comment section. Let me know what you think. This is
Top Black TV.